I will not persecute the innocent.
I will not persecute the innocent.
Nor help shield the guilty from punishment.
Nor help shield the guilty from punishment.
Nor will I be influenced.
Nor will I be influenced.
In the discharge of my duty.
In the discharge of my duty.
By fear.
By fear.
Favor.
Favor.
Or affection.
Or affection.
Reward.
Reward.
For the hope thereof.
For the hope thereof.
And in all my acts and doings.
In all my acts and doings.
I will be governed by the rules.
I will be governed by the rules.
Applicable to the police department.
Applicable to the police department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. What advances. So they are sworn in, so what we'll do is we're going to step right back out. We're going to issue all of you all your badges. And you know your shifts, so y'all get ready to get to work, okay? I appreciate it, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Testing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Check check.
Would you mind just waiting right there for just a moment?
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check check. Everybody good? 1 2. Check check.
Thank you.
Ready? Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you all for joining us for today's press conference. We do know that it is a rainy day, so we are grateful for you all's presence. On today, you all will hear from Chief Michael Pickett about a significant reduction in crime and what the community can expect from the Birmingham Police Department moving forward in 2026. Without going any further, Chief Michael Pickett, you all.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and appreciate the media that is here. It's important that from time to time I get in front of the media and talk directly excuse me, to the community, so you all will know what to expect from BPD, where we are, where we stand on things. And this is really just an update of where we are after the first month of this year, and then also some things to expect from BPD this year. I actually just finished a meeting with my command staff, lieutenants and up, and with my command staff that you see before us, and we all presented to our team, our leadership team, and clearly communicated exactly what we expect from our leaders with this department, so that we can continue to provide a very good work product for the citizens of Birmingham and continue to make it safer. That being said, I'm going to jump right into it. I first want to acknowledge the impact, the families, recognize the families that were affected by we had fewer homicides last year, but there's still so many people that were affected in our neighborhoods. And I just really want you all to know that our priority is to continue to make this city safe. That being said, I want to kind of go over some of the stats that we have so far this year. Now, last year we had a really good year. Of course, we ended last year with 87 homicides with a 43% reduction. That's great. As well as having an 87.3% clearance rate. We've been through that. Well, as of the end of this first month of January, we only had 3 homicides, and we had a 100% clearance rate, solved all 3 of them, as well as having a 75% reduction in homicides at the end of January. Now, we're not saying we've won the game, we're not spiking the ball, but we do want to set the tone. We want to communicate, hey, we're moving in the right direction, and we want to continue to move in the right direction. So again, as I stated, murders at the end of January, 75% down. To be transparent, as you all knew, theft was up last year. That was one of the issues that we had. Thefts being up and the aggravated assaults were up just slightly last year, a majority of last year. They have since come down. We will share that data. Total crime in Birmingham right now is down 31.8%. Total property crime right now is down 14.5%. And I do sincerely believe that the 8-point crime reduction strategy has really shown some results. We want to encourage our citizens to do Birmingham Connect. We got to continue to use tools and resources. We want to continue to be a data-driven department, intelligence-led department, and our greatest partner is the community. So if we can get more people that are connected to our real-time crime center, more businesses that are connected to our real-time crime center. We've had conversations with our community foundation here in Birmingham. They're taking lead in wanting to assist us in having more residents as well as businesses connect to our real-time crime center, and they're willing to help with funding for that. So very appreciative of them. That's something that's coming down the pipe. We're working through that, and we're very thankful for that partnership with the Birmingham Community Foundation. I'll also state Birmingham, as of January, represented only 50% of the homicides in Jefferson County. Now, historically, Birmingham would represent a vast majority, and most likely it would continue. But at this point, we only represent 50% of the homicides in Jefferson County. Last year around this time, we were at 69%. We represented 69% of the homicides in Jefferson County. We'll continue to work with those partners in our bordering cities to assist them in any way, shape, and form when they do have a homicide, as they assist us when we're investigating ours. And to that end, I want to say that I'm very proud of the job that we did with our special operations group and our investigations team in assisting the Marietta Police Department with a homicide that they had recently in January, where we were able to safely apprehend an individual that you all, I'm sure probably saw in the media. Partnership is everything. I guess to send a clear message to those who are in the space of wanting to commit murder or wanting to commit murder and flee to Birmingham, you may want to reevaluate that, because based on our data, based on our numbers, this is not a good location for you to commit a murder or for you to flee to after you commit a murder. We will continue to work relentlessly to make sure that the most egregious crimes, being robberies, murders, rapes, things of that nature, as well as the property crimes, are addressed as swiftly as possible in this city. So let's get into what to expect from Birmingham PD as it relates to our goals and initiatives for 2026. One thing that I want to implement starting this year, based on the uptick that we saw, or not really an uptick, but we didn't see a reduction as we would like to in the theft space. We are starting the theft suppression unit. That will be launching over the next couple of weeks. That will consist of a sergeant and 8 officers to start. They will focus on property crimes. They will focus on the unlawful breaking and entering of vehicles. They will focus on the burglaries. They will focus on the thefts and the repeated thefts that are going on in communities, at stores, and things of that nature. So we identify an issue and we want to formulate a plan to address it. Thankfully, we're in a space now where we have enough staffing to where we can stand up a specialized unit to address needs as they pop up in our community. Also, the DFR, or the drone as a first responder, as well as our patrol drone unit. We will be implementing those as well. We will have drones that will be deployed across the city that will autonomously take flight when a call for service is dispatched, essentially. So we'll be able to get eyes on much faster to be able to better respond to these calls, to get more information as our officers are arriving. In addition to that, we're going to have officers that have the equipment of a drone in their vehicle. That will roll out around April. So we'll be able to have the assistance of essentially that aerial view for crime scenes, for investigations as they're going on, as they're taking place in real time. So that's a huge tool. We've been monitoring these programs across the nation. It's still new to a lot of departments, but we want to make sure we deploy it in the right manner, and deploy it in a manner where it's most efficient and effective for us to be able to bring crime down. In addition to these tools and resources, we're looking at expanding or enhancing our FELDER ordinance as it relates to our nightclubs. We've been working with our city legal team to make sure that we have the best verbiage as it relates to these ordinances, to basically give more responsibility to business owners as it relates to providing a safe environment. If there are repeated incidences that are occurring of violence at a particular venue that's serving alcohol, that's staying open late, we want to be able to address that. We noticed that in 2024, we had a total of 3 mass shootings, 2 of them that were related to clubs and bars. So we haven't forgotten that. We didn't see that last year in 2025, but we want to make sure we continue to press in the right direction to make sure we're providing a safe space for people to have a good time and have entertainment. In addition to that, the convenience store ordinance. We want to encourage and eventually hold in compliance our convenience stores to where they have to have surveillance, a working surveillance system that is also connected to the real-time crime center. That will greatly assist us in the event that something occurs at a convenience store or areas where it's been known that people kind of hang out, or there's a lot of heavy foot traffic or heavy vehicle traffic. We want to make sure that we have eyes on in the event that some criminals use that as a space of opportunity, and we want to make sure that we deter that. An enhancement to that would be those businesses having a blue beacon or a blue light at their business to let everyone know that this is being monitored by the Real-Time Crime Center. We've seen this model in other cities. We are familiar with Detroit. They had a success with it. We want to implement that. We will not reinvent the wheel. We'll look at the tools that other cities and departments have used, and we'll try to bring the best of the best to Birmingham to make sure that we're providing the best service to our people in our city. Also, we'll be focusing on response times. DC Boacle has done an amazing job coming in this year since he's been in that space as Deputy Chief of Patrol. If you're a community member or a neighborhood leader, you have probably seen him at our neighborhood meetings, as he's been to a ton of them. He's been there to listen to what's going on. We know that response times is something that we can enhance, and we want to continue to build on that. With more vehicles on the street, with more personnel, we should be able to provide better service and better response times. And that's something that we are tracking in our weekly ComStat to see better improvements. And we have, over the last several months, seen improvements on response times. So we hope the citizens of Birmingham also feel and see that we're responding better at this point. We will continue our business compliance enforcement, especially when it gets into the summer months, to make sure that we don't have an uptick in our businesses and fights and violence and or shootings at businesses. Another area that we're going to look to do training is in mental health. We noticed that across the nation, and also in a couple of our officer involved shootings, we've noticed that a component has been mental health. We're fully aware of that, and we always want to look at what's going on in society, in our community, in trends, and make sure that we are giving our officers the best training and the best tools to be able to address any type of issue with only the necessary amount of force, but also with understanding. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure everybody has the proper training to be able to address those issues. Again, mental health is something that we're seeing an uptick throughout the nation, really and truly. And it's something also that we make sure that we try to keep an eye on with our officers as they deal with so many stressors and they see so many different crime scenes and things of that nature. We also are mindful of the mental health of our personnel as well. So internally, we will be enhancing an officer wellness program. And lastly for us, or what you can expect for us, is we're looking to do an expansion on our COPE division, and we want to, that's the community outreach component of the police department. We know that Birmingham is a city that has probably more shelters than any other city in the area. We understand that the unhoused community is growing in a lot of major cities, and we want to be able to address that, as a lot of times police are called to address issues as it relates to those who are facing challenges in the housing space. So we want to expand on that in that unit. So again, with more personnel, we're able to be creative and better serve and better staff these specialized units to address the specialized needs that we have in the city of Birmingham. And lastly, a call to action, essentially, from our community partners. Our community is our strongest partner. Again, we've had campaigns where we've said, hey, if you got a loved one, if you have a friend, and they're having an issue or they're upset with someone, have a conversation with them. Let them know that it's not worth it. Whatever that issue is, it's not worth you taking the life of someone, you hurting someone, or you spending the rest of your life in prison. Okay? So we appreciate our community for talking to their loved ones, talking to their family, or choosing not to pick up a gun so much. We know that we've been doing some amazing work with our staff, but we know that we cannot do this without the community. So we appreciate you all calling in, letting us know what you see, when you see it, how you see it, and also having those conversations with your loved ones to get them to rethink or reevaluate what they may be doing in the heat of the moment. So thank you for that. And again, I want to encourage everyone that is able to connect to Birmingham Connect. I'll speak to I'll speak to the event that we had where we had the older lady that was killed on her porch. One of the main components that helped solve that case was the fact that she had surveillance cameras on her house. There's oftentimes maybe no one else is around, maybe a person can't readily identify a certain make and model of a vehicle or a proper description of someone. When you have those cameras that are either at your business or on your residence, whether it's a Ring doorbell camera, whether it's a surveillance system, those things help. And if you don't want to directly connect to the Real-Time Crime Center, that's okay. We understand it. Even though we're not monitoring cameras for anything you have going on personally, it's for safety. Get on the registry. Let us know that we have cameras in your area or on your residence or on your business so that we can say, hey, if a crime occurred here, we know we have camera resources at that location. Let's go check them out and see if there's anything. We're doing literally everything we can to make sure we solve these homicide cases, and we're doing an amazing job. In January, we had a 100% clearance rate. We solved every single homicide that occurred, and we want to continue that. Because anybody who wants to choose to do that in our city, they need to know they will get caught. They will be held accountable. So I will take questions if anyone has a few questions. But I just wanted to get in front of you all and talk to our community and let them know, hey, this is where we are. We're having a great start this year, and this is on top of a really good year that we had last year. We're going to continue this momentum. We're going to continue to be locked in, and we will continue to need the community to partner with us so we can continue to move the city in the right direction. Any questions?
How will you measure success, and how can the public track the public department's progress?
Oh, that's great. I literally ended my my meeting with my leadership team about essentially tracking success, and essentially that's measured with results. Okay, you can plan all you want, you can set goals, but you're measured by your performance and by your results. So we'll look at the numbers, we'll look at the data. That's what we looked at last year to measure where we were and our successes. That's what we looked at when we measured the success of the celebratory gunfire. We look at data, but we also want to make sure that people feel a difference in our city. Our citizens should feel safer. Even if the numbers are good, we want citizens to feel safe walking down the street or sitting on their porch. So we measured in both those two ways. We want to hear from our community, but we also want to see the data.
Can you clarify the raw numbers behind those percentages so folks can really understand the impact and the change that it's happening?
Yes. So the raw numbers behind the numbers, percentages this year. So yeah. So essentially, January we had 3 homicides. This time last year, there were 11 homicides. Oh, no, there were 12 homicides actually this time last year. So that was a 75% reduction. I'm getting some calls, so that may be changing right now. My phone's blowing up. So that's the I just gave you the 75% reduction, correct? Okay, and we solved every single case. So it was 100% clearance rate on that. Last year, again, we ended at 87.3%. On the clearance rate, and we're starting off the year pretty good, but like I said, this is not a spike the ball moment. We're moving in the right direction, and we want to keep pressing in that right direction.
Which neighborhoods are seeing the biggest reduction in crime so far in your community?
Which precinct was that? I think North Precinct had the largest reduction. They had the largest reduction. Does anybody have the numbers on that real quick? I left my phone. 21% reduction total crime. 21% reduction. And all precincts right now are double-digit reductions in total crime and Part 1 crimes. And we'll share that information with you all.
Y'all, we have time for about 2 more questions. No one has any more questions. That does conclude our press conference. Thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see you soon.
All right, thank you, everyone.